Hello. In the previous session, we have set up the CLI and generated the sample using the regression task. Here is a command line that we have used. In that, we have specified a label column name, but what if our dataset does not include the header? In that case, we need to provide an index for the label column. I have removed the header from the file of the dataset that we have used in the previous example. Use the label column index option, and the index for the salary is the 1. We also need to set the false in the has header option. Here is start the operation to find the base model. Let me stop it. In the previous example, we have not specified any duration for determining the better model. So it considered 30 minutes as a default value, but we can also pass its value explicitly. For this, we need to use the max exploration time option and specify the seconds. Let's use the 180 second. This task will stop automatically after the 3 minutes. Let me stop this manually for now. Let's switch to the browser. Here is official documentation for the CLI. It provides a brief description of all the options that auto-train command support. We have already used the task dataset. Using test dataset, we can provide the dataset for testing. Using the validation dataset, we can provide a dataset for validation. We need to provide the 75% of data in the training dataset, 15% of data in the validation dataset, and 10% data in the test dataset. We have seen the label column name, label column index. Using the ignore column, we can provide a list of columns that you don't want to use as a feature. Otherwise, it will just ignore the column that you use in the label and use the rest of column as a feature. Using the cache option, we can enable or disable caching for our training dataset. Caching will improve the performance in the case of the small and medium dataset, but it will impact negatively for the large dataset. CLI will create a project and solution with the task name and prefix with the sample by default. In our example, it created the sample regression, but it is not very useful. Using the name option, we can provide a name for solution. Using the output path, we can specify the location where the project and solution will be saved. Verbosity is used to specify the level of data that you want to print. Let's see what we have learned in this couple of sessions. In those couple of sessions, we have used the CLI for AutoML. We need to install the ml.net CLI. For this, we need to use the .NET install MLNet. Here is the commands that we have executed. Here is a list of options that's supported by the auto-train command. See you in the next session.